I'm definitely a lot happier now. I still have some bad days, but definitely I've been given the skills to know that better days are coming and that bad days don't last forever.
So we run programs for disadvantaged and at-risk young people, therapeutic programs, intensive therapeutic programs, usually in nature, through the vehicle of outdoor expeditions in nature. So hiking, canoeing, sailing, those kind of things.
Well, first of all, there was like a prep camp that went for 2 days. We went camping in like the bush, and then there was the 10-day expedition to Morton Island, and we hiked. We had all our clothes and our tents and our mattresses and hiked around the island for 6 days, and then went sailing to all the islands near Morton Island for 4 days. And yeah, it was really quite intense, but it was definitely something that I needed at that point in my life, and I'm really glad that I did it.
I never felt like I was in a box. I never felt that like the walls were closing in, I guess, and especially someone that suffers from anxiety, that can be a big thing. It feels like more eyes are on you when you're not in such an open space, and I know that I could look around and I could see, you know, a brilliant bird or a huge tree that, you know, had brilliant birds in it, and you know, there was other things that I could kind of look at and maybe give even like an analogy to how I feel, or you know, something. It gave like more platform, and I could yell and I could scream and I could, you know, do whatever I needed to do because I was in such a private yet open and public space.
So the young people we work with, they may have challenges that are manifesting as mental health issues or addiction, behavioural stuff, family breakdown, and underneath all of these things there's almost always trauma, and we take the time to really get to know young people's stories and to support them to forge new ways within themselves, to understand themselves and their situation and move forward in a positive way. And so that may be reducing addictions or increasing attendance at school or employment, healing family relationships, and providing a much healthier mental health reality for them.
Before I was in contact with human nature therapy, I struggled since I was very, very little, but throughout the years I tried many different doctors, and I have seen, you know, countless therapists and psychologists and different people, school counsellors, and the office setting is tended to freak me out personally, and it tended to not like let me voice my opinion. It was more trying to hammer down on like my family, and like they tried finding other things to blame it on rather than finding and like helping. Human nature therapy said, well, we hear that you don't want to be medicated, we hear you need help, rather than being told what's wrong. So they gave their hand out and they said, like here we are, like we're listening, like we as a community, as a family, like we're listening to you talk, and we understand that you don't want this, so we're going to do everything in our power to help you deal with that, so you don't need to do that.
And I felt like no one around me in like my personal life, like my dad and my family and my friends, didn't know, like I didn't know how to speak to them, and having Andy and all his team to speak to and feel like I was being listened to really helped.
It saved my life. It made me realise that I'm not weak for being vulnerable. I'm not less of a man. I'm not less of who I am for crying or for feeling down. And it gave me a platform to voice my story, so I wasn't bottling everything up and holding it down and down and down. And it really gave that, like, the negativity a platform to escape and to be sent off, so I don't need to hold it in anymore. And it genuinely saved my life, and I'll say it over and over again to anyone that asks.
Definitely to let go of a lot of my past and not hold it like not take it personally that the things I went through, they weren't my fault, which is something that I definitely struggled with a lot for a long time. Made me realise that not everything, I don't have control over everything. That doesn't matter. I can respond in a better way than I was, and yeah, just made me realise that things get better and there are people there to help and that want to help and believe you.
So the ETC Community Support Fund has allowed us to expand, to pilot and expand our Activate program, which is a program of ongoing therapeutic mentoring support in the community for young people. We work with young people from right across the Northern Rivers region, and we're able to go to them where they are, where they otherwise wouldn't be able to access therapeutic support, and we can do that therapeutic support in nature or at school or at local facilities in an outreach manner, and the ETC support has enabled us to buy a vehicle which we can do that with, and also some iPads and portable computing equipment that we use as well.
Having the car got me to other programs that I needed to get to, like Elevate programs and Activate programs, and some of them I wouldn't have been able to do, like I would not have been able to get around. And like even some of the iPads as well that helped with funded through ETC, they've helped, like these guys keep in contact with us through different services like on the iPad, and the porch packages as well. They've also come at a really good time for me personally, and they gave me something to kind of take my mind off it and like have, and I couldn't have gotten those again without some form of transport for them to deliver those through the COVID time. Thank you is pretty much, I just want to say thank you and like blessings, because it wouldn't have been able to happen without such a group that does these kind of community fundings and community things. So thank you.